All right, so I ran today 6.5 miles. I'm a little tired, and I won't be running until either Wednesday or Thursday, depends. But so I was originally gonna run 6 miles because I was tired, but then I'm like, let me just put in an extra half, just to so it's not like lingering in my head that I should have done 8 instead. But so the purpose or the title of this video is basically let me just fix this camera angle. Okay. Title of this video, right, is why you should date in your mid-teens or mid-teens, late teens, and early 20s, possibly early 20s. Just this is just my humble opinion, right? And I'm going to use myself as an example to support my argument, right? Now you might be like, what the hell is this guy saying? What about all those other videos? What he's saying that it's good to spend time by yourself, or you should be you know, shaping your and building a foundation for your personality and all this and that. Yeah, no, that's what that's a good idea. That's probably one of the best ideas, in my humble opinion, of course, unless you're an extrovert and you want to be around people always and absorb their energy, right? That's totally different. But going back to what I was saying is that when you're in your mid-teens and your late teens, you don't know what the f you're doing, right? And the thing with that, is that people around you during that time, teachers, coaches, parents, they're all like going to gas you up, which is it's good. It's good to be positive and encourage children that they are capable of achieving their goals, because children are potential. Children are nothing but potential. They have energy. They have they're very very easily stimulated to do things, which is good, right? You want children because to have potential, because they're going to grow up to be something that's going to affect the community, those around them, right? So it's good to do that. It's good to always encourage young kids. You can do this, you can do that, guide them and all that stuff like that, right? But there's a certain line that's got to be drawn where it gets to the point where you're just gassing their asses up and they're just thinking that they're in the clouds and everything is going to be just fine. And then when they go out into the real world, they just get smacked the f up, and then they look around and they'll blame other people, or they're like, well, nobody told me this, nobody prepared me for this, or you know what I'm saying. So the point about that is that in your mid-teens, in my humble opinion, it's probably a good idea to not desperately go out and start looking for dates, or try to be like, hey, you doing anything tonight? Or I'm saying what I mean is that if the situation appears, if it just falls on its own, if the situation arises by itself, right? If a girl likes you, or if a boy likes you, or if the situation arises by itself, let it happen, right? It's something that's normal. Let it happen. Kids, in their mid-teens, they got their hormones going and all that stuff. So it's normal. These things are normal, right? It's kind of evil if grown-ups or parents are going to be kind of trying to manipulate this type of thing. It's just not. Some kids need to get smacked up by life a little bit. Some kids, I call them kids. I mean, like teenagers, in their mid-teens, late teens. Sometimes it's good to have your heart broken, right? Because it'll make you stronger. Because now you have accumulated the knowledge that, oh man, in the future, I don't want to do this anymore. You have accumulated the knowledge of realizing that maybe you're not good with maybe you're not good with relationships, or maybe you are, or maybe you just don't want to go on this, embark in this wild goose chase of making her happy or making him happy, and then you just ended up wasting your time. But when you're at that age, you can waste your time because you're young, you have potential, you have so much things that you can do, right? Because you have an unlimited amount of time, but just be aware that that unlimited, doesn't make sense, unlimited amount of time, that large amount of time is gonna run away, it's just gonna disappear. And then you're just gonna stop and look around and be like, where did everybody go? Where did all the attention go? What happened? But going back to what I was saying, you wanna have, in my humble opinion, of course, a good perspective of how girls are, how boys are, and during this time, you know, in your mid-teens and going into your late teens, and by your early 20s, you kind of like want to know that, hey, maybe I'm not so good for this. Maybe I'm not cut out for this kind of crap. I'm just gonna keep sticking to what I was sticking, which is my school, my whatever, you know, my craft, whatever it is that I like doing, whatever it is that I'm naturally good at, right? Because if you just stop, if you divert yourself away from being uh, a normal mid-teens, late-teens human being, part of society, experiencing everything else that every other normal kid experiences, you're just robbing yourself away from that experience. And then when you're in your 20s, when you're in your mid-20s, you're not gonna have any idea of how to generate that social linguistic of how to speak to your, you know, the opposite sex, and you're not gonna know what the hell you're doing, and then feelings come around, and then you're just gonna like you're gonna get hammered because you don't have the experience. So it's better to have the experience at such a young age, at a younger age, gather that experience. You're gonna get hurt. Everybody gets hurt. I went outside, I fell my damn knee. It freaking hurts. Take risks. People take risks. You can't be sitting home being staying what do you call it, being safe all the time, because sometimes human beings have to be outside, right, outside of their safe space to experience a stimuli, right, a negative, a certain level of negative stimuli. That way they get it, they grow, they learn, they get stronger and assimilate and continue on a stronger person, right? That's basically what my sums up this entire video. So yeah, in your early teens, I'm sorry, no, mid-teens, into late teens, sure, what it's not bad if you're gonna date people or have a girlfriend or have a boyfriend. It's not the end of the world. I know if you're that age, it probably will be, but it's not the end of the world. People move on, people forget stuff, people grow up, people have new opportunities, people get stronger, people get wiser. So it's good to have these experiences as a young person. That way, when you're older, you know yourself a hell of a lot more better, and you know how you can deal and maneuver around these situations if you were to get into another relationship or into another kind of a hookup or whatever it is that that you have placed yourself, or that maybe just destiny has placed you in there and you had no idea. You know what I'm saying? So it's just good to have a perspective at an earlier age, rather than just not doing it, and rather than just, you know, closing yourself off, you know. And I know it sounds completely opposite from my other videos. Right now, yeah, I close myself off because I've had the experience of, as a younger person, realizing that I've destroyed relationships, and I've sometimes destroyed myself in those relationships, and that I'm not good at that. I'm not good at that. So knowing that, smarter person, I've become smarter. I'm now stronger, and I realize that I don't have the mental resources or the financial resources to embark on something like this, because it's just not for me. For me, this is me I'm talking about. But I'm using like I said, I'm using myself as an example. So now I am just closed off. I still go out. I make connections. I talk to people. I go into places. I don't care. I'll sit down. I'll have a drink. I don't have to know everybody there. And if nobody knows me, I don't care, because I have the experience, and because I have the confidence from those unexperienced situations and those low confidence situations that I've experienced before. Now and after that, I gained the confidence, gained the experience to not care and not need to be in a relationship, or need someone else's energy, or need someone else's validation. because I've experienced all that already as a younger person, as a younger man. Do you understand that now? So if you disagree with me, yeah, you leave a comment or whatever. Damn, that was a pretty long video.